Welcome, welcome. Oh, I've just got this new, I think it's working. Let's give this one a go. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Debz Cooper, Global Stressologist. Thank you for joining me here today. Talking about creating clarity in confusion. Whew, this is a great time to be talking about this. Well, I think all my videos are a great time to be talking about because there's clearly something going on out there in the universe. But there is so much confusion going out there in the world right here, right now. And it's a great time to get some clarity around that, not just to what's happening in the world, but also what's happening in your life right here, right now. So let me know if you are live on this call, where you're from. That would be super exciting. I just don't know if I can actually read it though. Here, we'll put comments, that might help. Might be able to see some of your comments. Don't really know. We'll give this one a go. But, close unused applications. Okay, we're just going to dismiss this. Hang on one sec. It's always clarity in my confusion. So here we go. So first, I looked up the dictionary, as I do, as what is clarity? And for me, clarity seems to be similar to what the dictionary says. But the dictionary came up and it said the quality of being coherent and intelligible. Okay? And then the quality of transparency or purity. That's what clarity means. What does confusion mean is uncertainty about what is happening, intended, or required. Okay, yep, that makes some sense. The state of being bewildered or unclear in one's mind about something. So when I hear those two things, clarity actually really confused me a little bit around the word clarity. But my meaning, if I was to put it in simpler terms, is being clear in tangled times. And whatever your meaning or how you relate to clarity or how you relate to confusion is yours, but I am here to give you an understanding of how to be clear in tangled times, which is creating clarity in confusion. So let's crack on. So the universe delivers what you say or do. The universe will always provide what you ask for, whether you ask for it spoken or just verbally or just in your head, because it's aware of both, verbal and in here, or any action that you make towards something. So the universe is going to provide for that. So the key is to not rush any process. Any process in the world, don't rush it. Now, this is whether you're trying to get things done or you're trying to race out the door or anything like that. Don't rush any process ever in life. Because as you know, when you rush things, you drop the ball on certain things, or there's things that happen to you that have only happened because you're rushing, or if you're rushing, you get frustrated because, when you're rushing out the door to do something, you've left something behind, or you get and you stop at every single traffic light on the way when you've never had to stop at so many. So the universe will listen to what you say, whether it's in here, or those actions. So I'm just going to really emphasize, don't rush any process that you believe is essential or not essential. Don't rush any process. There is a process to go through to work out what that process is. So, when you are creating clarity in your confusion, the key is to start. And when I say start, just start. S-T-A-R-T. 5 letters, start. You can move things around, absolutely, but you must start. Because the longer you sit in that unstarting position, the more stuck you're going to get. Now, I read on social media recently that even if you're walking very slow around the block, we call the block as in around the neighborhood, wherever you are, that's what we call the block. So even if you're walking like a turtle around the block, you're still lapping everyone on the couch. And that's so true. So the key is to start. It doesn't matter if you're comparing yourself to someone else or whatever they're doing, just start. You can always fix things, tweak things, adjust, pivot, whatever the word is you want to use, you can always change. So the key is to start. So I've come up with 7 steps on creating clarity and confusion. So grab your pen and paper. Here we go, if you haven't already. So step 1 is you have to know what you want in your mind. You have to know what you want. Because if you don't know what you want, how are you going to get it done? Now there's 2 things with what you want. Is it what you want or is it what others want? So there's 2 things there. Is it what you want or what others want? Because it's important to make sure you stay on the you bandwagon. So we use language, and the language you will hear yourself say is I love to do this, or I choose to do this, or I have a desire to do this. They are your words that is coming from you. This is you. Other words that you use for other people are, oh, I want to do this, or I need to do this, or I ought to do this, or I have to do this. You know these languages, you can hear them now. Or my favorite one is I should do this. I should do this. So if you're ever using any of those languages, want, need, ought, have to, should do, if you're ever using those, you'll find that they come from other people's opinion of what you do. So if you're using the love to, choose to, desire to, this is coming from you in your heart, and this is going to help you. So with that language, it's a great one to listen to other people's language. So when you hear people use those words, love, choose, desire, you know it's coming from them. Want, need, ought, have, should. Oh, should just makes me cringe. They are other people's wording that somebody has told them they need to do, have to do, should do, ought to do, want to. So if you find it easy, you may find it easier to listen to other people's language on those wordings. And then you'll start picking it up for yourself. So it's really mind-blowing to hear other people's words when you sit and listen and are present to them with no intention of trying to resolve whatever's going on. So love, choose, and desire is all about you and inspired, all about you. Want, need, ought, should, have to is other people telling you what to do. So number 1 is you have to know what you want. Love, choose, desire. Number 2 is write it down what you want or what you desire. Write it down. And so when I say write it down, I use pen and paper purely just because it has a different brain recognition from here to what goes on your paper rather than typing it in your notes. So you have to be careful when you write it down that this is realistic. And when I say what you desire, it's realistic for you and not fantasy based. And so fantasy based can be other things that other people have told you or things that you just go, wow, this is what I want to do. And you drift off to fantasy. So ensure that you don't listen to others. Should. And it's your own stories that you are creating into this. But you've got to be careful that those stories are not fantasy stories. So in your heart, you already know if it's a fantasy base or if it's real. So the first thing is when I said to you is about write it down what you desire, I'm sure something came into your mind. From that, instantly, as I talked about fantasy base or real or where is it at, you would have gone, oh, that's fantasy, or, this is real. Instantly, you're already thinking that. So when your brain jumps into that straight away, it's telling you what the truth is. But then down the track, you start going, oh, maybe it is fantasy, maybe it is this, maybe it's unrealistic, maybe. And that's the confusion. But your first instinct is, yeah, let's do this. This is absolutely it. So I'm going to write this down. Oops, I'm going to write this down. And you just got to be careful that that's truth and not fantasy base. Number 3 is what BS stories are stopping this from happening. What BS stories do you have that are stopping it from happening? And BS stands for belief system. Ha 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 ha, bet you thought something else. Belief system. So what belief system stories do you have that are sitting here with us? So when we think about this, there's a lot of fear that comes in with these BS. There's a lot of fear. And there's fear of upsetting someone, spending money, being too dumb or not intelligent enough, or what if people judge me? Any of those things. These are things that come in as fear. There's a lot more fears. But these are just your standard fears that pop in. And so with these fears, it's really important to dissolve it, because these fears are things that are going to hold you back. So you dissolve it. So is this fear actually, is it worth it? And what if I do succeed at X, Y, and Z? What if it actually is just a fear that's stopping me and I actually can do what I said I'm going to do? Wow, imagine that. So it's key. The key is to dissolve that fear. And is it really worth this fear that's going to stop you from doing this stuff? I can guarantee the answer is no. I guarantee the answer is no. So number four is a time frame. And when I talk about a time frame, when do you want this to happen? And I'm going to go back to the word realistic again. So you must put a realistic time frame on this. A realistic time frame that is your time frame, not someone else's telling you what to do. So your realistic time frame. So ensure that you write that down with your little pen, New Zealand blood pen. Number 5, and this is one that could entangle you a little bit more, and that is what action steps are required. And when I say that, you must put down every action step that you perceive is stopping you from doing this, or anything that's going to help you from doing this, or what are the action steps to move forward. So you must write everything down that's sitting in here to get it out of here and onto the paper. So what action steps are required to fix this, do this, X, Y, Z, whatever X, Y, Z is? What are those action steps? Number 6. Number 6 is, do you require help with unpacking this? And this is a great one, because this is one where we can start listening to those other people, but we've got to be careful with what we're listening to with those other people, because when you entangle yourself with someone else, they have their own BS. They have their own BS. So just be careful that they don't have their BS that projecting into you. Okay, that's that BS. So also, we sometimes often choose people who have no idea about certain things, but we listen to them. Don't know why, but we listen to them. So we've got to be sure and careful that we're not just listening to somebody who has an opinion on everything or knows everything. Because you know those people, oh, I know how to do this, and I know how to do this, and I know how to do this. Yep, we're all jack of all trades. Yep, obviously. So you've just got to be careful with that. So do your research, and do decent research. Make sure your research is coming from a sound, reputable place to resolve these things that you've got going on in your head. Now, clearly, I'm also going to say that I'm here. So you can ask me, reach out to me, book a time with me, and I can help you create some clarity in this confusion. But if this isn't helping you, but you just have to be careful with what this is that comes in. Because, as I said, there's opinionated people. So, number 7. Number 7 I'm talking about. Number 7. Number 7 is right similar, right just where I started with this. I said get moving. So, start. You're already going to lap that person on the couch. So, you must get moving, start, proceed. Pick up the pen, start thinking, remembering that you're not going to rush this. So if you're thinking about it while you're doing the dishes, or while you're hoovering the house, or while you're hanging the washing out, start thinking about those things before you get the pen and paper. So start thinking about what it is. But you must start and you must get moving, because otherwise you're going to get more and more frustrated with the state you're in where you're sitting right now. So I'm going to put a challenge out there. I'm going to put a challenge out here in the comments. I would love to know, what are you going to do today to get moving? What is that clarity that you've needed in your confusion that's stopping you from doing something? So what are you going to do today to get moving? Now, I'm not saying you're going to do this today and you're going to nail it and finish it today. I'm just saying, what are you going to commit to? Whether it's just number 1, know what's in your mind, that's fine. Step 1's a lot closer to getting to number 7, isn't it? Absolutely. So I put that challenge out there. Let me know what you're going to do today. So that is me over and out, creating clarity and confusion. I trust you got some clarity in your confusion, and I would like to thank you for joining me here today. I will see you next time on another video. If you have any questions, fire them at me. Other than that, I will see you next week, or jump in and watch one of my last videos and see if you get a little bit of clarity in your confusion with that one as well. Thank you very much. Have an inspiring day, and I will see you